Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday as you are listening to the show today. It is The Valley Business. Today, Lorraine Page Chambers' turn at the mic. So I have a yawning Edie on the Zoom screen with me. This is our second show that we have recorded together today. I think she's getting bored with me. Now I'm a little upset. Edie.
I would never. You stop that. You know you're
Well, thankfully, we have had a little bit of a pre-show chat with your guest, Christine Freeland, and she seems like she's got a ball of energy. So whatever this little midday break is that you're having, I'm hoping that Christine is going to pull you out of it. She is with Boost Your Brilliance, Realign and Shine LLC. Christine, thanks for coming to talk with us on the Valley Business today. Tell me about Boost Your Brilliance. What is that exactly?
Thank you, Janet. And yes, Boost Your Brilliance is basically connecting people to their brilliance. Just to explain that, everybody has their own unique gifts and skills that only they possess based on their experiences and in life, what they've learned. And so everybody has brilliance. And what I help is to tap into that brilliance, help them identify what that is, and then align. That's where the align piece comes in, align their lives to be able to focus more on the things that light them up, that are their own unique and special selves. And I do that for people and businesses and leaders. It really helps people to focus and become more alive and more energized with life and business.
I think sometimes it's hard for people to see that in themselves. So I think it's a great idea that you can go to someone and not really even know what that thing is, but having conversations with you probably brings it out, and then you can identify it. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. So I'm sure you have a lot of aha moments in your meetings and consultations with people.
Oh yeah, you gave me chills by saying that, because that's what I love the most about doing this, because yes, people are surprised and you see them light up. You see the light bulb go off and they're like, oh my gosh, I am a special person. I do have unique gifts. And that's why I'm here on this earth. And it's just an amazing experience. I actually feel honored to help them discover their gifts. And that's why I do what I do, because it makes for a happier, healthier, more connected people. And we certainly need that.
So how does that start? I mean, does somebody call you? Do they send you an email? What situation might they find themselves in that would create that want or need to reach out to you for some sort of guidance?
So I have a LinkedIn, I think that's what you're asking. I have a LinkedIn presence, Boost Your Brilliance, Realign and Shine, and a website, and also have an email. So Christine at boostyourbrilliance.com is my Gmail. So if anyone wants to contact me, I would dearly love to talk to them, and we can do like a quick Zoom meeting. I can come on site with people if that's a possibility. So I think those are the main ways to get in touch with me.
And what does that initial meeting usually look like? Is it kind of you asking them a standard set of questions? Is it more organic? I mean, how does that first meeting usually go?
Good question. So yeah, I facilitate. It's a pretty standard process, and it's pretty simple but very powerful. And it's a set of questions that you ask, and then so they come up with a list. As an example, when my life is ideal, or when my business is ideal, and they come up with a list of those things that are ideal for them. And I also kind of help them get through some limiting beliefs and thoughts that they may have. But and then we go through the list and prioritize the top 5 things. And so those are the things, and a lot of times people are surprised when they get the top 5 things that are most important to them in their life. And that starts the journey of identifying, who they are and what they uniquely have to give, and also allows them a way to focus on those things, because we're so distracted in life. If you have 5 things, people can't keep track of more than 5 things at one time. And so this is a way to get your powerful focus, because we are very powerful humans. We just get so distracted with life that these things, if we focus on them, they're going to happen more in your life, because you're going to, your blinders are like laser focused on things, and you'll become a happier person. You'll become more creative and innovative. I think I could go on. I go on too much sometimes. So
Well, and I think
get excited.
sometimes we prevent ourselves from getting to that step because we don't know where to start. We know we have these
Right.
things
Absolutely.
that we want to do, or people that we want to be, but we don't know where to start or how to start. So I think starting with those 5 things at least gives you a game
Yes.
plan to move forward.
Yes. And then I start asking them about, I ask them specific questions to focus more in on their uniqueness. And then we have a lot of things where we tell ourselves we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we don't deserve this. And these are all limiting beliefs that are just untrue. And we all deserve to be, happy and healthy and connected with our light, our bright light that is us. It was a very powerful experience for me. When I experienced it the first time, I thought, well, nobody does this for people. And that is why I got interested in doing it for others.
And that was going to be my next question. So how did you get to your first 5 things? Was this a pre-existing program, or is this a program you have developed yourself?
Yeah. Oh, no, I did not develop it myself. It's based off something called the passion test, which is identifying what I said, the things that you're most passionate about in your life. So it is a process that was developed by Janet Bray Atwood and Chris Atwood. There's a book out called The Passion Test, a New York Times bestselling book. And they train coaches to be able to go through this process with people, because they have the same goal. They want to create, health and happiness and connections, healthy connections with people. So I learned through them and have facilitated the course that they made up. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
And this isn't something that is an either or. So you're not talking about this is something for people in a business setting, or this is something for people in their personal lives. This can be a crossover, and you can do either or, or both.
Exactly. Either or both. You're absolutely right. There is benefit. I mean, especially because it's not like we have a job and we have a life, they intertwine. You can't separate the two from one another. So yeah, it's actually beneficial. And a lot of times what I end up doing is going through the person's personal passions to be able to feed into what their work passions are. So, and that can be very helpful and will drive success in a business, because once you're clear and energized on your contributions, then nothing can stop you.
It's funny. I use the quote all the time, and I can never remember who actually said it first. But the saying that do something you love, and you will never work a day in your life. This is kind of like
Yes.
that. Only you're helping them find what that thing is they love, so they can then turn it into something that they can do for a living.
I'm going to write that down. Yeah, that's really good. That's exactly what I'm doing and what I love to do. Thank you.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Christine, can we talk about maybe some examples? Can you give me some, say, for example, case studies? You had a woman who came in and she wasn't sure about this, and this is what we did, and this is where she is now, or some things that people can do at home that may lead them to reaching out to you to get to a better place. Can we do those things in the next segment?
That sounds good.
All right, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation on the Zoom screen for the Valley Business Today, Luray Page County edition. We are chatting with Christine Freeland. She is with Boost Your Brilliance, Realign and Shine. Edie, of course, is on the Zoom screen with us from the Luray Page Chamber of Commerce. We will be back to talk more with both of them in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday as you are listening to the show today. It is the Valley Business Today, and it is Luray Chambers' turn at the mic. I am on the Zoom screen with Edie from Luray Page Chamber of Commerce, along with her guest, Christine Freeland. She is with Boost Your Brilliance, Realign and Shine. Christine, when we went to break, we were talking about how people can find their passion and then turn it into their lifelong pursuit, whether it's a money-making pursuit or it's something they're looking for, I would guess maybe in retirement. Can you give me an example of how that looks in like a case study sort of thing?
Yeah, I can give you a couple different examples. I know there was an individual that I went through the process with who then became clear that she was in the right place doing the right thing, but then she also wanted to be more in charge of others. She wanted to supervise others. And the next thing you knew, she got a position that did just that. And it's kind of strange, but when you really align and know what is most important for you, the opportunities, it's like the filter in your brain is changed and the opportunities start showing up for you, which is kind of wild. It's almost like magic. But I think it has to do with science and the brain. Another example was an individual that was also a coach that became clear on what she wanted to serve others and became a successful doing that. I had somebody that would get up in the morning to go to work and they didn't want to go to work. And the problem with that was it was their business. So that's problematic. So getting them clear on what they wanted to do and how they wanted to serve people and why it was a service industry business. When they became clear on that, the energy was back and they developed action steps to take. And I help people with the action steps to take and the focus to get to where they want to be. Once they know what's most important and they focus, it's going to happen for them. So that will be successful business.
You mentioned in the first segment that a lot of times people will throw up their own roadblocks or talk themselves out of things and justify not doing something that maybe they are passionate about because they don't necessarily see the forest for the trees. So I guess you're a really good sounding board to help sort some of that stuff out, that they may already be doing something that they think isn't going to get them anywhere, but maybe they just need to tweak how they're doing it and why they're doing it to make that path be a little more clear.
Absolutely. And it is all about clarity. It's about clarity, becoming more clear. And if something is super important, how do you focus on that? And the steps that you take to live the life that you want. And we do put up roadblocks. We do have limiting beliefs. It's kind of human nature to say, I'm not smart enough. Oh, I can't do that. Say it's something that you love, but you think, no, I can't really do that. Well, yes, you can. So I can help you to get over those things that are telling yourself that you don't deserve something or you can't do it, because you can. Absolutely. Each of us are magnificent people. And sometimes we just have to unlock some of the blocks that are getting in our way. I hope that answers your question.
Now, is this done with you over a period of time, over a series of meetings? Are there like homework and tests and things like that have to happen?
That's a good question. So it's about, it can be, I can do workshops where it's a group of people at once, and that would be about half a day. For some special small business consulting, that would be about 3 to 4 meetings, and it's a little organic. So really it's as long as it takes, as far as I'm concerned, for people to get what they need. And that does involve homework for sure, a little bit, not a lot, but yeah, that's several meetings. And even follow-up is, should people decide that they need some extra coaching, I can do that as well. So I do workshops, one-on-one consultations for individuals and businesses, employee engagement workshops too, which can help connect employees to why they are there.
And I would imagine you have a lot of first-time encounters that are probably pretty pessimistic. Well, I heard you on the radio and you were saying this, and I really don't think it applies to me, but I figured I'd give it a shot, so why not? That then you ultimately completely turn around and then they come back and go, what was my life like before I met you and learned all of this stuff?
Yeah, it's very interesting. People have all kinds of different reactions. And yeah, there's definitely people that are pessimistic, but most people that tend to understand what I'm talking about and go through it really have an open mind, and they're ready for it. So it's a better fit than you might think. But yeah, there is a little bit of skepticalness out there, but it's a process based on psychological information and studies, and also neuroscience, where you're basically reprogramming your brain to focus on what's most important.
So if somebody is listening today and you have somehow sparked a spark in their mind that they want to reach out to you, how do they do that? What is the best way or best first step for them to take to get in touch with you?
I guess the best way is through my email, which is Christine@boostyourbrilliance.com. And I also have a website. And I also, if anyone's on LinkedIn, I also have a LinkedIn presence there at Boost Your Brilliance, Realign and Shine.
And to clarify, Christine is Christine.
Ristine. Thank you.
No K's in this particular Christine.
Nope. Correct.
So, Edie, we've got to wrap up in a minute or two. And normally this is the place where I say, so what does the chamber have going on? Although in this particular case, I know exactly what the chamber has going on, but you tell me.
On April 15th, which will be the day after the show airs, we have a business seminar with Janet of Java Media on Canva, which is a graphic design service. I use it every day. I know tons of people that rely on it like they rely on breathing. There's still time to register if you hear this and you want to be part of the radio show or the seminar rather. You can go to our Facebook page, the Luray Page County Chamber of Commerce, and find all the registration info in the event page.
It's going to be fun. We're doing it completely online. It's going to be over Zoom. Should only be about an hour. I've tried to time it so that my presentation's only about 45 minutes, and then there will be time for questions afterwards, and the potential for a longer workshop when we can do it in person. Remember those days? Remember when I used to come to the chamber and 10, 15, 20 people would gather around the room in the boardroom, and we'd all have our laptops and we'd all learn something and make new friends.
I miss you.
I know. I miss those days, but we're going to do it. We're going to get back to that soon. But for now, we have to do it over Zoom, and tomorrow is the day. But even though technically it's past the registration, you're giving me special permission to register people late.
Because it's you.
I know, right? We are going to wrap up our conversation today. It has been the Valley Business Today, Luray Page County edition. We have been on the Zoom screen pre-recording with Christine Freeland. She is with Boost Your Brilliance, Realign and Shine. Edie from the Luray Page Chamber of Commerce has also been on the Zoom with us. I will be back tomorrow. It is Valley Health Day, Community Health Partnership Day. So we are going to be talking about getting yourself healthy in the age of COVID. That should be interesting. Meet me back here tomorrow a few minutes after noon for that conversation.